labor, having a baby, talking about organized labor. And the kids really had no context of what it was. They didn't know. They never heard the term before. Some of them might have had dads that were in construction and they knew what unions were sort of, but they never heard the term organized labor before. I'm a labor guy. My dad was a labor guy. Always told me the union was the only thing that kept the company straight. So when I got my first move to San Francisco, 1994, had my studio apartment, $600. Got a job at Macy's department store. It was union. So kids didn't want to learn about unions. So we started this project off in the beginning of February. And they're like, what? They're like, we're not into it, Q. Sorry, you gotta do something else. I was like, all right. It's Black History Month. We're always encouraged to do projects related to Black history as a teacher. So they're like, all right, can we do a project on Black history? And I was like, sure. And they're like, what do you guys want to write about? And they're like, Kobe. And I was like, we're not writing about Kobe. He has a mixed legacy at best. So we decided on the civil rights movement. And the kids, they're all like, how come all we ever do is read and write in this class? I'm like, probably because it's an English class. And they were like, can we do something fun? Can we do something arty? And I was like, all right, like what? All right, like posters, Q, come on. I was like, really? You don't think that's a little kid? And they're like, no, we'll do good ones. So they did. So they started making their posters. Rosa Parks was very popular, you know. Kids were like, why'd you pick Rosa? I asked, why'd you pick Rosa Parks? Because she was cool, cute. She wanted to give up her seat for a white guy. And so they really appreciated that, you know. And I think all of us are familiar with Rosa Parks. As a result of her refusing to give up her seat, she was fired from her seamstress job, threatened, had to move to Detroit. So Malcolm X is probably one of our most popular posters we did. And the kids really resonated. I was like, why do you like Malcolm X so much? You know, it's like, we learned more about MLK. Like, MLK was all about nonviolence. I ain't down with nonviolence. Like Malcolm, they're like, the only time it's sensible to be nonviolent is when you're dealing with someone else that's nonviolent. So the kids really appreciated Malcolm. They thought he was authentic. Well, they didn't really like MLK so much. So MLK preached civil disobedience and nonviolence, and that didn't resonate with the kids. But MLK was a big labor guy. A lot of people don't know this, but in 1968, he went to Memphis for the sanitation workers' strike. 2 workers been crushed in a compactor. They wanted to join the AFSCME union, and he was killed while he was down there by James Earl Ray. So the next person that we did for labor is a little unknown figure, A. Philip Randolph. And A. Philip Randolph was one of my favorite posters to see by the kids because a lot of people don't know who he is. He lived an incredibly long life, 1889 to 1979, died at 90. He organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters on the railroad. That was where he slept on the train. Started that union. He is also the head organizer for the March on Washington along with Bayard Rustin. So he was an active figure in the American labor movement and civil rights movement. So in the middle while we're learning this, the kids are like, you know, like, what about us, Q? How come there's no civil rights for Latinos? And I was like, there is. Mostly it revolves around the United Farm Workers. Like, how come we don't get a month? And I was like, you do. I was like, when? It's like September 15th, October 15th. Like, we don't even get a real month. I was like, why does it start like that? And I was like, because 5 different countries celebrate on September 15th, independence. So we started learning about the United Farm Workers, which was a joint effort between 2 different unions, AWOC and NFWA. So AWOC, Agricultural Workers Committee Organizing, was Larry Itliong, a Filipino activist, and Filipinos made up a big part of the farming industry back then, along with Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez. So when I started talking about what the United Farm Workers, what's the union, we had to back up again, because they didn't get it. Like, what's the union? And I was like, workers who come together for better working conditions, better pay, and and better benefits. They're like, oh, like, have you ever been in a union? I'm like, yes, I'm in one right now. And they're like, oh, is that why you've never been fired? And I was like, the kid's like, oh man, that's cool. I should start a union. So we also learned about Dolores Huerta. Started her career off as a teacher in Stockton. And I got a chance to meet Dolores Huerta last summer with my family at the Haggard Museum in Stockton. She's 90 years old and she's out there still registering people to vote, knocking on doors, you know. Very impressed. You know, I was surprised because on the first day of school, when we had our faculty meeting, I showed the picture of that and everyone's like, who's that, your mom? And I was like, no, it's Dolores Huerta. Who's Dolores Huerta? So, the big project among the Latino kids is most of them like to make posters on Cesar Chavez. No one really knew what Cesar Chavez did, but they knew he had a holiday, and you know, he's on a lot of stuff, and they're all familiar with the United Farm Workers logo, which Cesar's brother designed. So there's like a misnomer that union people, you know, they usually think of it as construction workers, big burly guys, but 46% of union members today are women. 36% are people of color. You know, the healthcare industry, like people that are in-home caretakers, they're organizing. Tech companies are starting to organize. Kickstarter is the first tech company to go union, you know? So the kids are like, what can we do today to be involved in civil rights? It's like, well, there's Black Lives Matter. How do you find out about it? I was like, look it up on the internet. And we formed relationships with various politicians. About 2 years ago, we got elected an African-American gentleman, a Filipino, and an LGBT candidate to our school board. Our city councilman comes and visits our classroom on a regular basis. He's also the vice president of the NAACP. Funny thing about Hakeem is, Hakeem got kicked out of the schools, but now he's a city councilman and running for mayor.